There we go. Okay.
You are interested in the unknown, the mysterious, the unexplainable. That is why you are here.
How's it going? How are you? Oh, sorry. Yeah, can't talk. Let me try that again. How are you doing?
Wow, you are really eager to get started. Great, me
I must
too.
be. Yeah, I must be. Just got tongue tied.
I'm feeling a little bit under the weather. I think I'm getting over a cold, although maybe it is extreme allergies. I mean, there is an allergic thing going on in the air. If you notice my eyes seem very red, it is from allergies, irritation. My throat is my voice might be a little bit different because I'm congested. But other than that, I'm excited to be alive, excited to be talking about a new topic for the Code Rad show. Would you like to tell us what this topic is?
Yes, indeed. This is talking a certain episode from I think 1972, 73, starring my personal favorite Doctor, John Pertwee. I know that the new series has become very, very popular with David Tennant and Matt Smith and Peter Capaldi, and I guess the new guy is Shwati. I can't remember his name. Sorry.
Gatwa, right? Is his
No,
last
that's right,
name?
Gatwa. Yeah, drew a blank there, but
Yeah.
I do like the current series, but I think the classic series always holds a special place in my heart. So, Third Doctor is my favorite. Um, I think what I found really appealing about him is that he's kind of was a mixture of James Bond and Sherlock Holmes. I thought, and that was a very
Yeah,
I thought
he was definitely the most dashing doctor up to that point, right?
yes, yeah, he was. I think I'm not sure if you know about the series or not. There was a series in the '60s called Adam Animat Lives, and he was very similar. He had like a cape, and so I think
Oh,
his
really?
look, yeah, was
No, I've heard of
heavily.
the show, but I don't know a thing about it.
Yeah, I don't think I ever. I think Ed could probably know the answer. I don't think it ever aired here. I don't
Yeah,
think,
for
but
sure.
and like many English shows, only some of the episodes are available for viewing, while the others have been still missing. Um,
Yeah, yeah. With John Pertwee, I mean, they dialed down the eccentricity a bit, I would say, and
yeah,
injected a little bit of that sort of dashing, spy Batman hero kind of energy into the show. Which, as great as Hartnell and Troughton were, they weren't really dashing figures, right? They weren't gonna
not really.
bound
No,
into a room and get engaged in fisticuffs, which I believe. I think the doctor flattens someone in here. Someone I want to talk about is uh, an actor that is known to classic Doctor Who fans, but John Pertwee just gives him a sound thrashing at one point. That's not something William Hartnell would do.
no. He was too. I think the first Doctor was more for his intellect rather than his not really man of action because he was just he was old. But yeah, no, I wouldn't say the first and second Doctor weren't exactly dashing. I would say.
No.
Um, one was sort of the pro authority in the first Doctor, and I'd say the second Doctor was more. I'm a bigger fan of the second Doctor. I think he's the. With all due respect to William Hartnell, I know he was the first, but I have a hard time watching him, and just I don't. He's not very. The grouchy old man was never really that likable to me. I don't think. Not for
Mm.
me personally. But the second Doctor, yeah, easily he was great. Just very, very energetic.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I was not gonna love William Hartnell when his episodes first came over to America from where I was in New York. No, I was still living in New Jersey when the episodes came over and they were being shown on the New Jersey network. And I was like, I'll watch these because I'm a huge Doctor Who fan. I mean, I think at late '80s, mid '80s, I liked Doctor Who more than just about anything else in the world. And I watched the William Hartnell episodes and I loved them. I thought they were fantastic. Um, Doctor Who had like a real reputation being super cringy at times with like silly special effects and just
Yes.
you as like young teenagers we would commiserate, like our parents would walk into the room just when the stupidest looking monster would happen or the corniest acting or whatever. And the old William Hartnell episodes weren't like that at all. I felt like they didn't have any cringe moments at all, even though they were kind of stodgy, old-fashioned, black and white, comparatively slow moving. I thought they were great, and I haven't revisited them in a long time. But, based on this episode, which I don't remember at all, I would assume I'd seen all the Pertwee episodes, but maybe I never saw this one before. But this one really defied stereotypes. I tend to think of John Pertwee episodes as relatively slow, with storylines that are very dragged out. I mean, one of the worst moments of torture for me was when the New Jersey Network got Ambassadors of Death,
That's
which was
a long
like what
one.
I think it was like a 12-part or maybe 10-part episode, whatever it was, and then having to watch the whole thing in one sitting was murder. But
that's a tough one to get through. Yeah, that was a 7-parter, and I do remember when NGN would show it, and it was in black and white. But what they would do is, if any folks from the UK are watching, what they would do back in the 80s, they would just take the episodes together and just edit them into like a one big movie, which I hated that.
Right. Thank you for filling in that bit of history. I was just talking about it like everyone knew. Yeah, that was a thing in the 80s. Not only would they show it on some networks all spliced together, but that's how they would release them on VHS. And that bugged me.
Originally,
The first Doctor Who VHS I bought was The Deadly Assassin. And the end of episode 1 has one of the coolest cliffhangers of all time. And it's just totally lost when you just splice the episodes together like that.
Was it the train? I think that was the cliffhanger of episode 1.
No, episode 1 has you believing that, a spoiler alert, Tom Baker, the doctor, assassinates the president of Gallifrey.
That's right. Okay, okay.
And they did it in a really great way where you really believe that the doctor just assassinated the president, and why would he do such a thing? And that was a story written by Robert Holmes, who wrote Carnival of Monsters, which also had episode 1 had a banger of a cliffhanger, I must say. I did not see that coming. That was great. I mean, even though the special effects were a little bit hokey, I thought it looked great. It didn't take me out or anything. That was awesome. So maybe we should start at the beginning. And
sure.
I feel like I've been talking too much. Would you like to set us up? How does the episode begin? Any backgrounds you may have prepared?
Well, I know that we don't know this, but the TARDIS basically materializes inside a machine called Videoscope, but they're not really sure where they are, neither the viewer. The viewer's gonna kind of piece together exactly where they are. And I think we first see them, they're on a ship somewhere, I think in the they think the 1920s on an English ship. But they see that something is out of the ordinary when they see I think it's a plesiosaurus, as I recall.
Right, yeah. I just thought it was a dinosaur.
Think, okay, that shouldn't be there. So
yeah. And so, meanwhile, one of the things I liked about this episode is that old Doctor Who has a reputation for being slow moving. This episode was not slow moving at all.
Nope.
I thought I was going to watch episode 1. I think it was like 9:00 at night, which is kind of late for me. The end of the episode happened like that, and I had to go and watch episode 2. I thought, they cut between the different plot lines very well, which I think helps move the story along. And so the other plot line is, while the Doctor and Joe are on this 1920s ship alongside dinosaurs, there's these weird gray Oompa Loompa guys, and then this crazy psychedelic Carney and his assistant, who just like are the crazy psychedelic counterparts of Doctor and Joe. They look amazing. And who was in Arc of Affinity with Peter Davison before
Yes, he's
Colin
Maximus, I
Baker
think.
was cast as Doctor. Yeah, he was some sort of Gallifrey security guard, mall cop.
Yeah, right. And the
So
weird, the red costume, like the real, it's
right, yeah, with the helmet, with his his curly hair peeking out from underneath.
only time you really see the fifth and sixth Doctor together. Well,
Right.
sort of.
Yeah. I guess they never did any sort of reunion with because Peter Davison didn't come back ever to the show until like the modern reboot, the 2000s, right?
I think that's special Time Crash. I think it
Well,
was
there
special
was
for
that,
children.
yeah.
Yeah, children in need
Yeah,
with
I don't know if
the.
I count that as real.
Well, I guess he did do. They did the Dimensions in Time thing, which was. Ever hear about that? It was another children in need special, but it was just really, really bad. It was just
No,
terrible.
that's what I thought you were talking about when you said Time Crash. Okay, Time Crash, that was the modern one in the 2000s
Yeah,
where Peter
yeah,
Davison like appears in the TARDIS, David Tennant's TARDIS, right?
yeah.
Okay, yeah. No, I was thinking of Dimensions in Time, which was horrible, and
That
I
was
don't
bad.
consider that real.
No, that was just. I'm sure the actors wish they could take that back. Just it's a paycheck.
Yeah. Um. All right. So, anything else you want to say
Um,
before we move on?
no, I guess I'm okay for now. Just this is, I know a lot of folks regard the demons as John Pertwee's best episode, but really, I think this is his best episode because it's, like I said, it moves fast, and
Yeah.
just it's just very
Not
innovative
boring at
story.
all.
No, not
I
at
mean,
all. No,
if I have a criticism of it, I would say it's kind of front loaded. I think like the first episode or two are really great. There's so much stuff in there. But then like by the end, there's like not that much drama. It's just about like how are they going to get out of the mini scope and stuff. It's not bad, but I mean, all the really cool, super exciting stuff I thought was in episode 1 and 2. And one thing I liked is the end of episode 1. Joe says, "Can't we just leave?" Which is hilarious because that would be the end of every Doctor Who episode if the Doctor was like, "Oh, this place is dangerous. Let's just get out of here." And then and so Joe is just like fed up with everything, and they haven't even met any of the really bad stuff yet. And she's just like, "Yeah, I just want to leave," but they can't because do you want to say what happens that prevents them from leaving?
I believe was it a drashing, as I remember.
Well, the cliffhanger for episode 1, this hands comes out of nowhere and
That's
just
right.
reaches in and pulls the TARDIS out.
Right.
Totally unexpected because if I remember correctly, I mean, I didn't realize that they were inside, the mini scope, some sort of computer thing. So like I had that was a total shock to me. That was such a cool surprise. And the special effects were a little bit corny, but that it worked. It didn't detract from me. I thought that was super cool. Like, and what a great device to make it so the Doctor can't get in his TARDIS. Just have a hands come from out of nowhere and just
And just grab
steal
it.
it.
Yes.
So yeah,
He goes,
that's like
"Hey."
that's one of the many reasons why it's difficult for me to imagine an episode better than this for John Pertwee.
No, definitely is a classic. I saw it on channel 12 like in the 80s, but I remember now, the hand comes down, just picks it up, and he goes, "Hey," but there's nothing he can do. There's really nothing he can do.
Yeah. It's a great moment. So all right. So before we get to the really cool monsters, I want to mention another cool thing was I think Vorg and Shurna, our two carnies, are there with the those bald guys. I forget what they were called.
Oh, there's so many aliens, and I can't remember.
They are the Vorg like has a knob to adjust like the behavior of the people inside the mini scope,
That's
and
right.
so he makes he makes him belligerent. He makes Harry Ian Martyr belligerent, which I think is what causes the Doctor to just give him a sound thrashing, knocks him out,
Venusian
which is
karate.
cool. I mean, it's like I don't remember anything quite like that in the Matrix, but that seems like a Matrix thing. You would like, tap on a keyboard to make people angry or do whatever to their mood. You make people start fighting each other and stuff like that.
Just one point click. It's like, "Arr."
Yeah. So maybe this would be a good opportunity to show the main threat, I would say, to
Sure.
the heroes. These monsters called the Drashigs. I've heard some people dig on these guys. They drag them, maybe I should say. But I thought the Drashigs were pretty cool. I
I like
mean,
them. Yeah.
yeah, all things considered, I think the monsters all around had sort of a John Carpenter's Thing vibe. These things look kind of like insects and sort of reptilian. And
Yeah. Kind of
let's
like a mix. Yeah.
yeah, so let me see. I'll try to make this transition a little more smooth. We'll
Sure.
watch this. Oh, and there's cool that I think Ian Martyr uses a Tommy gun against the dinosaurs, or
Yes.
maybe even the Drashigs. So that's pretty cool. Just blasting away.
A tummy gun.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this episode had flappers, pretty cool. I wasn't. I know the BBC wouldn't lie to us. I guess that means there must be English flappers. I thought flappers were mainly American, but
It's got flappers, dinosaurs. There's one cameo which so my favorite Doctor was Pertwee, but my favorite baddie was pretty much absent from his run. The Cyberman. I think we do see a Cyberman in the miniscope
yes, that
for a
was
couple seconds.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, some cool cameos, like you said, of creatures, villains in the mini scope. So did John Pertwee never have to face off against the Cybermen?
Not really. I think what my understanding was, they wanted to focus. They used the Cybermen so much during Troughton's era that they wanted to kind of, it was a new beginning. They wanted to kind of look into, creating new monsters like the Silurians, the Autons, the Nestine, the Sea Devils, the Master.
Yeah.
Apparently, if he had stayed on another season, he would have met them. But 'cause that Tom Baker episode, Revenge of the Cybermen, that was originally written for John Pertwee.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so unfortunately, but he didn't stay. So,
Yeah.
but there might be an audio drama where he meets them. But yeah, it's
Oh,
a
gotta be.
shame.
They got tons of
Yeah,
those.
we didn't really get much. I think the Mind of Evil, we do see another cameo by the Cyberman or a Cyberman, just one. But we get something, but just a full
Yeah.
story. No. Mm-mm.
So yeah, they all right. So a plot point: we find out the Carnies won the mini scope. Oh, at one point the Doctor says the Doctor bans mini scopes. I don't
That's
know what
right.
authority the Doctor has to do that, but so this is contrabands. The Carnies won it in some kind of game of chance or something. And the Doctor has to go back in. The life support is turned off. Everyone starts dying inside, but of course everyone gets saved. And the last cool thing I wanted to mention is that Vorg, the Carney, I think blasts the Drashigs with a big, like, automatic energy weapon
That sounds
called the
familiar. Yeah,
Eradicator.
the
So that
Eradicator.
was
Okay.
pretty cool. Yeah. And so, yeah, a big recommend from me. That's got to be a top 10 Doctor Who episode right now, instant.
Absolutely. Yeah, one of my favorite Pertwee. Yeah, just it's yeah, it's always a pleasure to watch that episode. And yeah, if you're a fan of the new series, just give the new series a chance. I know episodes are tricky to find, but if you get BritBox, I think all the classic episodes of Doctor Who were on there. So yeah, definitely have to look at it.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you could stand commercials, they're on places like Tubi. And
I
actually,
I know they used to be. I don't know about now, but
okay.
you can try Tubi free because Tubi's free. So might as well try that first.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and there's Pluto, which just has a Doctor Who channel, which is
Right.
fine if you just looking for something to watch, just put it on and just watch whatever they happen to be showing. It's hit or miss.
Yeah, definitely give like if you folks out there, definitely I'd recommend both. We both recommend that find the episode and give it a watch. And yeah,
Of course,
give us
DVDs aren't as cheap as they used to be. Unfortunately, you don't.
no.
There was a time when like you could find certain movies and TV shows for like a penny. I think
Right.
the sellers made a buck or two off the shipping and handling, but I mean this wasn't too bad. And
Nice.
yeah, I mean 2 disc set. I assume the special edition is on the second disc, which I don't care to watch.
Yeah.
There's some good supplemental material on there worth watching if you're a big Doctor Who fan.
Yeah, the classic Who DVDs, they didn't really skimp on the special features. There's really a lot on there. There's, interviews and commentary and things like that. So yeah.
Yeah, there's a cool scene on here. It's only like a minute and a half, but it's of the behind the scenes of episode of Doctor Who, or this episode of Doctor Who, of course,
Right.
which is cool because like even though I've been a huge Doctor Who fan for almost for like 40 years, I don't think I ever saw a minute of the production, seeing the producers and directors and everything behind the scenes making it happen, seeing the set and the actors standing on the set on the sound stage. Cool.
Yeah, very. Yeah, I really
Interesting to
miss
see that.
the classic series. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can relive it watching the DVDs and streaming.
So
And I think it just goes to show you that special effects are fine, but if there's no story, a good, there's really you don't really have much. But this did have a really very gripping, solid story in this episode.
yeah, yeah. I mean, on a sliding scale where we realize that this is an episode of Doctor Who, BBC, made in the 1970s, and I'd give the special effects an 8 or 9 out of 10. They
Yeah,
were
they're
great.
good.
Yeah,
They're really good.
I didn't think they were cringe at all. So yeah, and so I'm looking forward to our next Doctor Who episode and
Likewise.
other topics. Hopefully, we can review a comic book soon. And
Yeah, I did have a comic in mind, but yeah, but
I do too. I haven't read it yet, but yeah, I hope we can get together soon to do that.
definitely, yeah. You're talking a lot about heroes, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. I thought this time I'd talk about a certain villain this time. So yeah. So who is it? Well, you guys got to tune in and find out.
Oh, most excellent. So all right. So that's our cliffhanger for the Code Rad
Yes.
show. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Jim. Great to talk to you as always.
No problem. No, thank you. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for having me. Sorry, guys. I kind of got booted out there, but I came back. So yeah, things worked out.
It happens. I'm glad my computer didn't crash because that does happen. All right. That's it for us. Thank you, everyone.
Take care, everybody.